Game 1, guys, article introduction. This is where we're going to introduce an article to our dogs, and we're going to begin to put value into this article. The goal of this game is we want to see our dogs happily returning to the article and understanding that they are going to get paid on it. Materials required: a plastic lid that is very visible to your dog. White here is a good color choice. Another option are small paint can lids or even canning jar lids. However, a note of caution if you use something that is metallic and your dog is sound sensitive. These might not be good options, as dropping food onto that lid is going to make a noise and it could then be aversive to your dog. So why do we want to start with such an odd article, a lid? Well, a lid, as you know, has those edges, or it has a rim around it. It's going to help contain the dropped food and assist with proper reward placement, and that's really important here. Another reason I like to start with a lid is it is circular, and we are going to be going down to smaller objects, say the size of a coin, and at least now we've kept the object shape of the object consistent. So the other reason I like to start with a lid is I don't want my dog to rehearse things such as retrieving the article or putting the article in its mouth, which can happen very, very easily if we were to start with something, say, like a sock or a glove. So a lid, that's much less likely to happen. So back to our lid. We want to make sure that it has been in our pocket or at least in our hands for a few minutes, because we want to put our odor onto that lid. We're also going to need some really awesome treats, something really yummy. Now, when playing this game for the first time, play in a room or other location that is not distracting. We want to set our dog up for success. If you have a special room just for training, say a shaping den, that would be ideal. Animals tend to learn the most from the very first introduction because that introduction is surprising. So with that in mind, it's important that we keep it really fun and that the reinforcement be something truly special. Now we're going to warm up with our dog to start playing this game. We're going to warm them up, and this warm up can include food or toys, or if you have a conversation starter. We just want to make sure that our dog is happy and engaged and wanting to work with us. So once you're engaged with your dog, I want you to surprise your dog with the lid and place it on the floor. Perhaps pull it out of your pocket. Oh, what's this? And place it on the floor. Trust me, your dog is going to go over to investigate. And when they do, it's okay, mark quietly with a verbal yes, and reinforce directly on the lid. Get that reinforcement in fast. A half a second or less is ideal. Drip feed to the lid. We're going to now reset our dog by tossing a treat away. If you have a release cue such as get it, please make sure to use it. And when your dog returns to the lid, mark again with a quiet yes and reinforce again on the lid. Try to keep the interval between resets variable and alter the number of treats drip-fed to the lid variable. If your dog is really enjoying this game, feel free to move the article, the lid, around. Keep it in arm's length from you, close to you, and that's important so you can get your reinforcement in promptly. Now we want to take this game, if your dog is comfortable with it, into other rooms and environments. We want to start to generalize it. You also may wish to start to move your body in different positions so that you are not always facing your dog, so that your body position is also not part of the cue. This is important because in tracking, you are going to be directly behind your dog. A question I get asked is, can I use a clicker? Absolutely. You can use a clicker. However, I don't really think you need one for this game. Remember, we're classically conditioning the lid. We're just putting value into it, similar to how valuable your food bowl comes after only a few uses. and you don't need a clicker to put value into a food bowl, do you? That is if you still use a food bowl. So anyway, I am suggesting that you verbally mark it with a very quiet yes, only because I know from experience that it's a habit for us, especially if we've been doing a lot of shaping. We're pretty proficient at dog training in general, which a lot of you are. It's just going to come out anyways. So go ahead, verbally mark with a yes, and reinforce directly on the lid. Have a lot of fun with this game, guys, and I really look forward to seeing your videos. If you have any questions, remember, I'm happy to answer them.